This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This
Just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
That's how it's gotta be now. 'Cause I don't have the time for your overloaded lies. You better be good to me.
Welcome to DBL Tributes everywhere. Of course, that was the amazing Tina Turner singing her hit song, Better Be Good to Me. The undisputed queen of rock and roll died peacefully at her home in Switzerland yesterday. She was 83 years old. She was born Anna Mae Bullock, but rose to fame as Tina Turner in the 1960s. She was known for her explosive performances on stage with her then husband Ike. In 1984, she released her first wildly successful solo album. She went on to win just 12 Grammys and sold more than 100 million records worldwide. Her life inspired the movie What's Love Got to Do with It, of course, starring Angela Bassett, who received an Oscar nomination. Her life was also made into a Tony Award-winning Broadway show. Still, Tina told Larry King she had never really thought of herself as a feminist role model. Let's watch.
See, it wasn't something that I planned. I kind of see it as a gift because of the life I lived. It had a meaning. And I think that the meaning was all of what is happening now. I think that if I had not given the story to the world, maybe my life would not be as it is.
Amazing. Amazing to have a movie made about you, a Tony Award-winning show, songs that everybody knows. I mean, if that was me, I could only assume laying in bed wherever I was being like, let's go. I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's hard to not look at those clips and get like excitement and hope and all of those things, even knowing that she's no longer with us.
Right.
You know, Tina gave so much, Miss Tina, gave so much of herself to all of us. But I also think it's very important to note that she didn't rise to fame because the American audience was so excited about this liberated woman having a comeback at the age of 40. She had to go overseas and find her audience. She told her story, and then her story became her narrative, although that's not what she wanted at all. Like, in the end, she was very vocal about why and what she was and how she became that way. And in the end, she made the decision to live a very quiet life.
Good for her.
And I hope that that life was filled with love and reflection, and that dying peacefully also meant that she was at peace with the job that she did, because it was a job well done.
And she's reunited with her two sons. Both of her sons passed away, and I can only imagine as a mom of two that for her to be reunited with them now, and her legacy behind, hopefully she's at peace and fulfilled. That's all we can ask for.
Yeah, simply the best. I mean, you don't get back. Literally, she's part of pop culture in a way very, very few people are. And she lived her life to the fullest, and she was out when she wanted to be out. That's a really amazing thing.
How long were you sitting on that?
I had a lot. I had it a lot. I sang it all morning.
So Tina inspired so many people, including the stars who were close to her. Of course, Angela Bassett praised Tina for having the courage to tell her story and reveal her final words to her. I was reading this earlier, I almost cried. She wrote, quote, "You never mimicked me. You reached deep into your soul, found your inner Tina, and showed her to the world." As last words, wow. Oprah shared a video of her joining Tina on stage and said she encouraged her and all women to live outside of the box. Mick Jagger said he will never forget Tina, who helped him out so much when he was young. Look how cool that picture is. Elton John called her one of the world's most exciting and electric performers. And finally, Beyonce paid tribute to Tina by posting this photo of the two on her website. Wow. So many greats, I mean, not the greatest of all time paying tribute. You know what I mean? That's something.
She's the GOAT of the greats.
Yeah, for real.
You're right.
It's just craziness.
It's hard to be.
Yeah. And that picture of them, I don't know, something about them bowing down, acknowledging each other from one shoulder to the other. She broke the door down. Beyonce carried it. Like,
who's Beyonce?
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Is she an up-and-coming artist?
She's new. I guess she's indie though. She's indie.
Okay.
But it's a lovely tribute and homage to what she. Because back then, again, we talk about Tina Turner and domestic violence, and no one brought it up back then. She was the the first person to get her name back and to stand up for herself, and a lot of people followed in her footsteps.
Well, she took her story and defined her own narrative, and I think, I call Tina Turner the comeback queen, because what she was able to do, a lot of people to this day, I mean, when she came out at 40 and started to take the world by storm, the idea was that women in their 40s had to pack it up and it was over. And she was just beginning. And I think that it's such a testament to so many people who feel like they've missed their calling, they've missed their time, because this is a woman who is literally every woman. Right. And that's the reason why people wanted to call her the feminist icon, but really she was every woman everywhere at some point in her life. And I think that we can learn from that and we can be inspired by that to continue to keep it moving no matter how old you are. Yeah.
And you know what else is inspiring too, is just seeing, maybe it's in music, maybe in sports, but I feel like we need it more in life in general. The greatest in every genre. Every music, you know what I mean? Like all borders broken down. And it's like, you're great, I'm gonna learn from you. Let's get better together. Let's build each other up. We live in this society now where if you're on one side, it's like, tear everything down that you do. I have nothing that you could teach me. And it's like, this is so beautiful that everyone from every age and genre and different group came together and learned from it.
And I agree with that, Jeff, but again, it's important to note that that is not, she fought for that. Like, she fought so hard. No record reps, no labels. Jeez. People in the U.S. didn't want to see or hear from her. We talk about Mick Jagger. He was mimicking her.
Right.
The audience and the idea that she was going to do rock and roll as a black woman, like at that time, like we see it now and we're like, everybody embraces Tina. But that's because a lot of people just jumped on the train when she got great. I think a lot of the things that she said towards the end of her life was about that. Like, no, I already know what you said about me and how hard you made it for me.
Right.
And I have done all of this and my work here is done. Y'all can continue to have your little talks and continue to ask for interviews. I have said everything that I need to say.
I danced my last
End of
dance.
discussion. Like, your validation doesn't mean as much to me because I know what it took to get there. So it's like, I mean, I agree that it brings people together, but somebody had to break through that door in order to make people come together, and that person was Tina Turner.
That's a fantastic point. All right, as we go to break, here's a look back at the amazing life of the great Tina Turner. Take a look.
DBL, this show is amazing.
There's a lot going on down here.
I would have been part of the Mile High Club.
Yeah.
So on point.
But I'm gonna have a conversation about what's happening now.
because again, she's replaceable. She wasn't going to be the main.
We were just like talking about the Johnny Carson interview with Ike and Tina and how his body language was just absolutely disgusting and pathetic. But enough about him because we're talking about Tina.
Yeah, I actually took that part out of the script because I didn't want to put like.
Oh, wow.
It was like later abusive. I'm like, that's not what we're remembering
That's
today.
amazing.
So I took that part out.
Yeah.
I didn't want to acknowledge him, but we're acknowledging him.
Yeah.
But he is part of.
And he's part of the story.
And it's part of her struggle, like you were saying
The
earlier. So it's
obstacles.
definitely part of her story.
Do you guys?
But-
Oh, go ahead, Erica.
Well, so when Tina Turner first started in the band that Ike created or was the lead in, she was supposed to be like a backup. She was never supposed to be the star. But as any true star that Tina Turner was, she rose to the top, and there was nothing that he could do to suppress her. So the abuse became stronger, it became more aggressive because he wanted to keep her in her place. And our producer, Megan, was just saying he named her Tina Turner. Well, one, because Anime was not like a star's name, and it was so that he could replace Tina if something were to happen. So when she became like this massive star, he had no control over it, and it became very emasculating to him, and he clearly
much worse.
abused her a lot, which a lot of people would think, you know, someone of that magnitude, why would they stay? But he was also very financially abusive. She didn't have any money in her name.
That's crazy.
So
Control.
he was, completely controlling her. So when she broke free with nothing but like a gas card.
And what do you think she would have had? Like when she broke free? Like millions upon
No,
millions?
probably hundreds of thousands at least, right?
I don't know if it
Welcome back. The long-awaited Vanderpump Rules reunion aired last night on Bravo. Tori, you still got 2 more weeks of this.
Oh my God.
For the first time in Vanderpump reunion history, Andy Cohen interviewed the 3 people at the center of the big cheating scandal one-on-one before the actual reunion. Ariana revealed the text message Raquel sent her after she found out about the affair with Tom. There was a different one that involved videos and things like that we don't talk about. Needless to say, Ariana didn't accept Raquel's apology. During the reunion, Raquel had to watch from a trailer 100 yards away from the set because of a temporary restraining order against Sheena Shea, another cast member, and Tom attempted to apologize to Ariana. Let's take a look.
You did it. He is a victim, blamed me 100% of the way. So I don't believe anything that just came out of his mouth. I think he's full of and
So did you watch, Sam? Did you get a chance to watch?
Yeah, we got more credits.
Yeah, Bravo credits.
So you can go to.
What is
Otherwise,
happening?
I would have had to watch it at like 10 o'clock at night, and Mama's tired. She used to get up early, so I usually do Thursday nights. But with the anticipation, we got some credits to apply to the Bravo app. We watched it. What did you think of Tom's crying tears, crocodile tears?
He was auditioning again for the Lifetime movie,
convulsing.
and James called him out. Called him out, so I was happy about that. Like right in the. Did you watch Erica?
Yeah, I
Okay, so
watched.
he watched right in the beginning. I want to hear what your guys think because maybe it's too anticipated, right? I'm almost over like the piling on, not from Ariana, because that's all I wanted to hear from. That clip that we just saw. I'm down for all reunion. But when Lala jumps in and James walked off twice, it's not about you, man.
Yeah.
It's not about you.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was over.
Those 2 reminded me of, the Muppets when they're
Up in the balcony?
and they're like having their own side conversations the whole time. I was like, I agree. It was a bit distracting.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to this rumor? We haven't seen Raquel because she's away, and I've just heard rumors that she might be with child.
So Ariana was just on a podcast, I believe it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And they brought that rumor up to her. She believes that that's not true.
Okay.
But I don't know how into the weeds she is with what Tom Sandoval and Raquel/Rachel are doing.
Okay.
But according to Ariana, she doesn't believe it.
Okay.
What else? Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, any other?
Like you're the audience right now, so speak for the audience.
Okay. Why? No, I'm just kidding. Lala. Who is just Lala? Just tell
That
me.
was a bad question.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me say this. Raquel seems to be enjoying this.
She does.
The entire time, if I were in her situation where I got busted having a sexual relationship with my best friend's man, and I'm watching this all play out from 100 yards away, she was smirking.
I know.
The entire time.
But how else would you react? What else would you do?
I would
Mortified.
be embarrassed and mortified. Like, she's acting like, oh, now my place in the Bravo land is cemented. Where it's like, girl, I don't know if there's been anything interesting about you other than you would do this on a TV show.
Tori, she's the type of person that good publicity, bad publicity, it's publicity. I think her ego is being fed, and she's okay with that.
Oh, wow. She's a monster.
She doesn't care where the attention comes from. It seemed like.
Yeah.
So if you guys at home didn't watch, she was in 100 yards away watching because they can't be on the same set. And there was a camera on her watching the reunion. So whenever her name was mentioned, good or bad, she was like,
smiling.
Yeah.
But you know what I thought was crazy, which I know it bothered Raquel, is that they had her removed, not Sheena, because she got that restraining order. And Sheena, I bet she thought they would have had Sheena removed.
She's a star. She would have thought.
I know another thing that bothered Raquel, because it was the only time that her little smirk went. Was being like, oh no, she's not the only one that Tom was cheating with. Like, you are one of many, honey. You aren't even a special mistress.
Tom cheated before.
Yes, and when Tom told Ariana, I love you. Do you remember that after he apologized? He looked her right in the eye and he was like, and I love you. And you saw Raquel be like,
all right, we could talk about this all day, and we will. We will. Coming up on DBL, our interview with my favorite little cutie, Sean William Scott. He's telling us what it was like playing a different type of role in his new movie.
We can pin responsibilities on our parents for a lot of things, but can we blame them for our sneezing, wheezing, and allergic reactions? The question, are your allergies largely inherited? Let's verify. Our source is Dr. Alec Gupta, allergist with Atrium Health, the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, and the Mayo Clinic. The Mayo Clinic explains when you have allergies, what's happening is this. Your immune system makes antibodies that identify an allergen as harmful when it isn't. Your immune system then reacts, activating inflammation of the skin, sinuses, airways, or digestive system. And those allergies are often passed down from parents to children, according to the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology.
Food allergies, seasonal allergies, asthma, some forms of asthma, eczema, they all fall under this kind of category. If your parents had one of those things, then yeah, the risk is that your child could be more genetically susceptible to developing one of those other things.
Dr. Gupta says the risk of having an allergy increases when one or both parents have one. However, that doesn't mean their children will have the exact same allergy.
Even if both parents had the shrimp allergy, doesn't necessarily mean that you're at a higher risk of having a shrimp allergy. You could have a higher risk of having eczema.
Dr. Gupta says it also doesn't mean these inherited allergies will always show up.
Or if your parents had that genetic, not necessarily dysfunction, but just kind of change, then you have that genetic change. It doesn't always show up.
So we can verify that yes, susceptibility to allergies is largely inherited. However, that doesn't mean you will display the exact same allergic reactions as your parents do. With your Verify, I'm
Welcome back. Sean William Scott is best known as Stifler from American Pie, but now he's channeling his darker side in the new action horror movie, The Wrath of Becky. Earlier, he told us all about his new movie and also the start of his career. It's hysterical. Check it out.
Sean William Scott joins us live. Welcome back to DBL.
Hey, how are you guys?
We're doing great. Sean, before we get to your new movie, we want to take a look back at the start of your career, because the first time you were on TV, it was for a commercial, okay? And I think we have a little clip here, so let's take a look.
You just moved in?
Yeah.
Nice shot.
I was all conference back home. Hey, you thirsty?
Sure.
Hey, Mom, this is...
Ollie, hi.
How you doing? Want some soda, OJ, purple stuff, Sunny D?
Sunny D's great.
Honestly, that was my best performance. How sad is that?
It was good.
That's pretty good. Does that bring back some positive memories?
Kind of not, because I remember like the first day, I think we shot it in like 2 days. I remember the director saying to me, because I was so excited to actually like get a job, and he goes, "Hey, we're happy to have you here. We just want to let you know that you're going to throw up today because you drink so much Sunny Delight. So yeah, anyways, have a great time." I was like, "What?" But I didn't throw up.
Oh, good. Way to go.
That's the good news.
I like that you peaked at Sunny D. That's my
Yeah.
favorite thing ever. All right, let's talk about your new movie, The Wrath of Becky. It is an action horror movie. Kevin James, Joel McHale, they're actually in the first Becky movie, but I think of these guys and you as funny guys. Why are they perfect for this type of movie?
I mean, they're just great actors.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really speak for myself, but loving films that I think that you're used to watching movies with the same sort of dramatic actors, and then when you have somebody you don't really get to see in that type of genre, a comedy guy, and when it works, I think it just ends up being a little bit more satisfying. But hopefully people think the same thing about, Wrath of Becky. I think the movie is awesome. My whole focus on the movie was just, try not to ruin it.
Very good job. Good plan.
That's on my vision board every morning before I come to work. Don't ruin this.
We have to ask you about American Pie because it's been almost 24 years since we were introduced to Stifler. What would Stifler be doing in 2023? Tell us.
I think Stifler would be a stripper. I think that he'd be working at a pretty crappy strip club. His stage name would be Inferno. He'd be dressed up as a fireman. Probably his body's a little soft. He let himself go a little bit, but he's still trying out his sexy moves.
Yeah.
Oh, but Sean, you forget.
It would be off-Broadway Thunder Down Under.
But you forget, Sean, that women like dad bods.
We like it the squishy bod.
Don't even get me into this
Squishy
conversation.
bods.
That's not true.
Yes,
Would you rather
it
have
is.
Sean or would you rather have this?
Oh my God! Sean.
Hey Jeff, you're a cutie. Come on, buddy.
Ah, that makes me feel better. All right.
Sean, thank you
We'll
so
end on
much
that.
for joining us today. To our viewers, you can watch The Wrath of Becky only in theaters
So
May
cool.
26th. Congrats, Sean. Always great to see you.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Come in
Great to see
studio,
you
man.
guys. Thank you so much.
It's that time of year again where the mosquitoes are out and about. So many of us will do anything to avoid getting bitten and feeling that itch. One video claims if you spread coffee around your yard, you can kiss those mosquitoes goodbye for good. But is it true? Let's verify. Our source is Sloan Black, president and owner of Mosquito Joe, Southeast Charlotte, and a 2015 study published in Parasites and Vectors, which features articles on the biology of parasites and parasitic diseases. We showed Sloan Black the video, and he was skeptical.
I would say that there is no treatment that is 100% effective against mosquitoes.
However, he says the claim isn't totally off base.
It will get rid of some mosquitoes. You will have fewer mosquitoes, but it will not come close to eliminating the mosquito problem in your yard.
Black says that's because coffee produces a strong smell that covers up the carbon dioxide we exhale, which is what attracts mosquitoes in the first place.
So when you have an essential oil, or even the coffee grounds to a certain extent, that smell is so powerful to them that it really kind of overpowers their senses, and they don't like it.
While coffee won't get rid of mosquitoes, this study suggests it can help prevent them from laying eggs. In the study, a total of 3,306 eggs were laid by 60 females. Only 11% of those eggs were laid in water containing coffee. The rest were laid in plain water.
You can put coffee in that standing water, something that maybe you couldn't tip out, a French drain in your yard or something like that, and it will reduce the amount of mosquito larvae, but will not completely eliminate it.
So we can verify that no, spreading coffee around your yard will not get rid of mosquitoes for good, but it could help reduce the population.
Your towel, your hat, sandals, sunnies, and sunscreen. They're the must-have accessories of the summertime. But when you're lathered up in last season's SPF, is it more than just out of fashion? Let's verify. Does sunscreen expire? Here's a look at the sources we checked in with to find out. And yes, sunscreen expires, after which time there's no assurance the product remains effective, according to the FDA and dermatologists.
I would take it seriously. About 1 in 5 Americans gets a skin cancer at some point in life. If you're putting it on your skin
it's important that it does the trick for you. So I would take a look at that bottle.
However, you might not see that date printed on the sunscreen bottle. According to the FDA, they require sunscreens and other non-prescription drugs to have expiration date labels unless testing shows the product will remain stable for at least 3 years, which means anything that doesn't have a printed use-by date should be considered expired after 3 years. Try using a magic marker to write the date of purchase on your new bottles, and store sunscreen away from too much heat and direct sunlight to keep it from growing bad prematurely. If you can't be sure you did that even with last summer's stash, you might consider a trip to the sunscreen aisle.
If you've got sunscreen that's been hanging around since last year, it will still work, but it won't be as effective as it would have been if it was new.
And don't forget, on long days in the sun, no matter the SPF, experts say sunscreen should be reapplied at least every 2 hours, more when you're swimming or sweating. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
Steph, what do you have for us? Spill it.
Hey Tori, and hello DBL Nation. I am super excited to go shopping with you guys today, and trust me, you're going to love what I've got to show you. First up, we've got the JVC Marshmallow Plus True Wireless In-Ear Headphones. So this deal includes 1 pair of earbuds with a rechargeable case and multiple sizes of earpieces. Normally these are $60, Tori, but we've got them for just $20. So that's saving up to 67%.
$20 for like good JVC head, like that's a nice wireless. That is a good
really
deal.
Good. Next up today, we've got the Bright White Gel Teeth Whitening Kit.
Oh, good.
So in less than 1 week, you can achieve teeth that are 2 shades whiter with no pain during or after.
Oh, wow.
So normally this is $130.
No, ma'am.
We have got it for $24.99, so that's saving up to 81%.
That's unbelievable.
Now this is fabulous. We've got the Relax Ultima Portable Neck Massager with TENS Pulse technology. This customer favorite massager features 3 modes with 15 levels of intensity and a heat option.
Yes.
So normally this is $200.
Oh, I can't.
But guess what? We've got it for just $39.99, so that's saving up to 80%. Our last product today is the Mercury Innovation Smart Wi-Fi LED light strip. This doorbuster deal includes 1 strip light that will give your space a makeover in minutes.
Nice.
It's easy, it's got a damage-free installation. You can put these under kitchen cabinets, around bathroom mirrors, or on stairways. So normally this is $20, but now it's only $5. That's saving you guys 75%.
If you have a TV, you should put it behind it and it becomes like a screening room. Head on over to morningsave.com, guys, to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even scan the QR code right on screen to take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Thank you so much, Steph.
So, Tori, any more Vanderpump Rules questions?
Yes. How does Lisa Vanderpump, is she pick
We're out of time. I'm sorry, Tori. DBL's new every day. Let's see you tomorrow, guys. Happy Thursday.
Oh my